Punjab has 13 seats in the Lok Sabha and is headed for a four-corner tough contest. Apart from the Aam Aadmi Party, the Shiromani Akali Dal and the Congress, the BJP is also fielding candidates on all 13 seats this time, almost after 30 years. We have with us Praneeth Kaur, the 4 times MP from Patiala and the BJP candidate from Patiala this time. Ma'am, welcome to the print.
Thank you very much.
Ma'am, the last time I had interviewed you was we were traveling from the Moti Bagh Palace to Samana in 2019.
Okay.
A lot has changed since then. The first obvious question, why the shift from the Congress to the BJP?
Well, what should I say? As I said before, that we've always put Punjab before, and I do feel at this stage that if I have any time left where I can serve the people of my state and India and definitely my constituency, the BJP is a very good platform to do it from.
Your family has always been a dyed-in-the-wool Congress men. So what is the change organizationally and ideologically? More organizationally, what is the difference between the BJP and the Congress?
Every party has a different organization. The BJP has a very structured, very down to the last person organization, which is why I think they keep winning time and time again once that machinery works. So we have almost completed doing it in Punjab, and I hope that for the future we cement with this that we win the 2027 election in Punjab.
Ma'am, BJP and the Shiromani Akali Dal were in a tie-up for 30 years. They have depended a lot on the cadre of the Shiromani Akali Dal. So do you find that a challenge, the fact that they are missing now?
It's a challenge in the fact that the BJP was not allowed to grow. And now the BJP worker is finding his own space. He's confident, and I think that it is a good thing that has happened.
You have been the MP from Patiala for 4 times. 25 years of work is a huge period. What is the one problem, the one chronic issue which you think you've always found it a challenge to sort, which you are promising the people this time?
I think everything becomes a challenge. You solve one problem and another one comes up.
Yeah.
So there's never a time that there isn't a problem. And the main thing is that, how the people's lives can be made easier and better. That is always the biggest challenge, and the unemployment, which will carry on. Nobody can solve it 100%. But I think that the kind of policies that the Modi government has to help the self-help groups, to help youngsters and the very poor, the rediwalas and all, to grow and be able to earn, to stand on their own 2 feet and to feed themselves, they are going to be a big asset.
How does the BJP plan to counter the policy of giving freebies, which is being followed by the Aam Aadmi Party?
I think you can see that clearly in the manifesto. There isn't anything a freebie, but certainly there's a lot of aid to help everybody to stand on their own feet, and I think that would be economically much better for our nation and for the future.
You have remained the Union Minister of State for External Affairs, and you have a very wise take on these issues. How do you see the worsening relationship between Canada and India, and also to some extent the USA, especially when it comes to diaspora fanning these militant sentiment in Punjab, at least a section of the diaspora?
I think this is a very wrong policy on their part. We had perfectly good relationships. The other sides are good, but no country wants any other country to interfere in their internal matters, and then to fan a rebellion when they are their citizens. So actually they are doing it. This is absolutely not acceptable.
Captain Amrinder, when he was the Chief Minister of Punjab, was very sensitive to the possibility of a revival of militancy in Punjab. We have seen the Amritpal phenomena coming up in the past few years. How do you see that?
Well, there's one thing I feel that I hope we do not go back to that age, because it set Punjab back a lot. And that affects not only one community, it affects everybody. Even the militants themselves get affected by it. So it will be a sad day if that happens again.
Farmers have been protesting. I don't have to repeat that. They have been disrupting your campaign, and there have been unfortunate incidents also. This cannot be allowed to carry on forever. So, what do you think is the solution?
No, the only solution is that what they want, but they had started their talks, they should continue their talks with the government that comes in now. Because that is the only platform that they can get solved on.
Ma'am, your style of campaigning is very mild, almost motherly, very soft spoken, while the political discourse in Punjab has hit a new low in the past few months. Personal attacks are being made, families are being involved. How do you deal with this electoral toxicity?
I can't stop anybody from how they want to do it, but I don't want to bring myself down to that level. Every person, whether he's your enemy or not, has his own izzat, as we say, to keep intact. Political differences, political arguments against one another, that's healthy and that should be there. But to go down to this kind of level, it's not my style. I don't agree with it, so I don't go with it. Whoever wants to say anything against me is welcome. That's up to them. But I think that this is a wrong way of doing it, because you should put your policies and what you're going to do for the people first.
Thank you so much, ma'am. Thank you for giving us this opportunity to talk to you.
Thank you. Thank you
ma'am.
so much.
Thank you, ma'am. All the
Thank
best.
you.